Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we are looking at a new game today, Heretic Operative. Heretic Operative is a game that's a little bit a mixture between a strategy game and an RPG on a sort of tabletop setup, where you're playing as a heretic secret order that is living sort of as outcasts in society and trying to prevent the nervious actions of the cult. And as you are applying magic yourself, you need to be very mindful that you're not becoming too dark yourself, because magic has a tendency to corrupt. All of that is being played on a little bit of a tabletop setup, and as we are starting our first game over here, you can see why that is, because you are playing basically sets of cards. You're selecting a story deck, an operative, so your hero, and a cult. So we're gonna go with the gates. That is something that I have not won yet. I've only won the initiation, which is basically the intro. So we're playing as with the story, the gates, mysterious gates are appearing. We can select a character, and I'm really on the fence which I want to pick. I think we are going to go for Sirrata, the silent library over here. So he's relatively skilled in arcane stuff, so in magic and in social. He's very weak physically, but that's alright. And we're going to select a cult. We're going to go for the storm cult over here. So cultists cast water shield. And cult sites can cause locations to become flooded. Let's see what's going to happen here. They're going to cost us some gold per turn, and as the game is starting, yeah, we are drawing some cards to basically get the story going. So this is the first chapter of our thing, gathering information. A sleepless night. At first light you notice your vision bending at the edges. A breeze felt on your skin, yet the grass and leaves are still. You're not surprised when the messenger whispers in your ear, something is amiss. There's trouble. Lycra awaits at the tavern. We're also drawing our enemy deck over here, so let's click to reveal the card. A gate opens, Elven Archive. Rumors reach you that an unnatural gate appearing in the forest near the Elven Archive. Elder trees wither and die, and the initiates bring dire warnings. Spawn mysterious gates at the Elven Archives down here. So yeah, let's look at the map. I really like the map because it has such a hand-drawn feeling to it. In these days of, you know, where everything's procedurally generated. This is very much hand-drawn. There are many different locations on this map. As you can see, all of these named things. There are also a couple of just travel markers. And you can move your basic operatives between locations. So, for example, currently we are here at the hideout, which of course is the area where we are establishing our order. This is basically our home base. We can do various different things over here. For example, we could hire, let's say, an Auspex that would, or a forager that would give us some effects. We don't currently have enough influence. Influence is one of the resources that we have to take care of. Gold, which is pretty self-explanatory. Influence, so basically just how much influence our order has in the realm. Rumors, just how well we understand the social fabric. Fate, so how much luck we have saved up, more on that later. And law, so basically our understanding of ancient rites and items like that. So we are currently here at the hideout, and our first job is to go to the tavern. And I think we can do that more or less right away. Do we want to do anything else? We could recruit a couple of people. We could recruit, for example, a healer. That's not the worst. Influence cost is only 1. Messenger. Summon all operatives to this location. These are good things. Well, let's leave you for now. We're just gonna go for the farmstead, Woodbridge Farmstead. The fields of the Midlands are dotted with farms like the Woodbridge Farmstead, quiet, rural, and peaceful. These farmers know the old ways, but are also superstitious folk, not prone to trusting strangers or magic. Again, we could recruit a couple of people over here. I don't think that's really required at this very moment. So let's move on to the tavern. This is where we need to be. Busy day and night. Curupting Tavern is a good place for information. Alright. So, we have made our way down here. We have spent 2 action points. We only have 2 action points any given turn. So, yeah, basically we need to end our turn right now. Let's finish that. And at the beginning of each new turn, you need to draw an adventure card for every location where you have an operative. So in our case, Curupting Tavern. Let's draw this. Some rye. The man thrusts an earthen jug in your direction. Want some rye? Before you have a chance to answer, he's purring, "Course you do." So we can drink it. That would be a physical challenge. We're not that great physically. On success we'd be gaining some influence, on failure we'd be losing all gold and would wake up somewhere. Or we could pretend to drink it. That would be a social skill, and we are much better at social skills. On success we'd also be getting 2 influence. Yeah, so we can pick whether we want a physical or social challenge. Of course we want to go for the social challenge. Here's how challenges work in this game. It's a 4 versus 0 difficulty, so our target is to roll a 7 with 3 die, and that is what we're going to do. So we have 3 die, we need to roll a 7, and we do indeed roll a 7, or both of course, but we do match that exactly. And we pretend to drink and manage to pour your glass in a plant beside you without being noticed. After repeating this a few times, your host falls out of this chair and you move on. So we are gaining some influence basically, as people do like us a little bit more because we are participating in their social challenges. Of stupid drinking. Good. So we've gained a little bit of influence over here. That's great. We need to reveal the card. Chapter 2, A Ritual of Sealing. Even the crowd have a newfound Lycra Lurica without effort. Another one like you, one who has known magic. Easy for you to notice. As soon as the barman moves out of earshot, she speaks without looking. They toil at a ritual, the Red Gates. It's one I do not know. You will need to learn it. I was close, but she looks at her hands and restless at the bottom. I can no longer trust myself. What magic has opened, magic cannot close. Next objective, gather 2 lore to learn the gates ritual. So we have already 1 lore, and we're gaining 1 lore every turn because of the ability of Sirrata over here. I think one of his... Can we see that? No, it doesn't tell us what exactly he's doing, but I think one of his benefits is that he's generating some lore every turn. So that's nice to see. We can probably see that over here. Yeah, Sirrata of the Silent Library is giving us 1 lore per turn, so that's nice to see. He's also giving us 1 rumor per turn. That's obviously very, very nice. Good. We now have 2 operatives, so let's talk about the operatives and how they compare. They all have different skills. Arcane, basically how well you know magic. Social, how well you can interact. Physical, not his strong suit, but basically how strong they are. Their health, self-explanatory. And corruption. Corruption is a very interesting one. So the more you use magic, the more you will be corrupted. And as you're gaining to 100 corruption, I think, you're going to turn towards the dark side. So that is a very interesting concept. You also have tranquility. Tranquility means your ability to reduce your corruption every turn. So just how well balanced you are. And you can see right now we're not very corrupted with this guy. Over here though, with Lycra, she's also very... She's pretty much... She's your twin basically, sort of in arcane social abilities. You're not that great physically, but you're extremely corrupt. So she has seen things. You can see already she's looking a little bit darker than he is maybe in his portrait. And she's much closer to be turning towards the other side, and that's not very great. So yeah, we'll need to keep an eye on this basically. Also, tranquility is at -1, so she will be getting more corrupt every turn, just like that. So that's not great. We also could hire another person down here, Octavia. That would cost us a couple of influence points. We are currently at 7 influence, which is not bad. But I'm somewhat mindful that we actually want to recruit this cell leader over here, because that is going to give us more influence every turn, and that might be very useful for us. So let's do that. That didn't even cost us an action point, which is nice to see. We could move on. So where was the mysterious gate? It was down here. We could make our way down there already. Try to see that. Try to close it. We will be getting enough lore, I think, next turn. So I think we're gonna leave Lycra here for now. Yeah, and we are gonna send Sirrata down here towards the Elven Archive. It's a long way, but it's all right. So let's end the turn. There's gonna be adventure because we are standing in a location. Uneventful, Copix turn never acquired, but you know, nothing happening this time, so that's okay. 2, and there is the first action by the cult. So, let's see. Chapter 3, Close the Gates. The secrets fill your mind. In a moment of clarity, the path becomes clear. The gates are only a symptom, tears in the fabric that separates our world from others, but it is a place to start. So, we have lost the 2 lore, but we have gained the 3rd section. And our next objective is to close 2 gates. We only have 1 gate for now, But that's alright. We also see that the storm cultists are brewing up something there in the harbor district. So that is bad. They also have 2 activity, which is not great because they have a new site. So they are filling up this bar over here, and as they are getting to the top, cult power will go up. It's currently at 1. And yeah, we would be getting more challenging cards. So that can spiral out of control extremely quickly. And if it's filling up 4 times, we will be losing the game. So now we are currently fine, but there is an event coming up soon, and they do have a power. So no, sorry, they have 2 activities. Yeah, 1 from cult leader, 1 from 2 cult size. Okay, that's fine. Let's get down here and into this gate. So the Elven Archive. The elves in the north have isolated themselves in these woods since the Edict of Volca made magic illegal throughout the Empire. Somewhere deep in the forest they have a settlement, but few humans know the way. Few still seem capable of remembering all the customs and traditions required to appease this ceremony happy elves. Okay, we are now here, which is great, of course, and I think what we are going to do, extremely quickly then, is to deal with this mystery gate here. We know the ritual, we have an ability to do it, and on success it would be closed, so that would be great, and on failure we'd be losing some tranquility. We have a 62% chance of getting this right, so let's try that. The target is 10, this is not starting good, failure. So we're losing 2 tranquility over here, not great, and we're losing all action points because we needed to move in there as well. I think... So we could recruit someone over here. Can we recruit someone over here? Yeah, for a little bit more social skill, for some fate. Fate is extremely useful. So all of these things would be giving us some effects. Let's recruit the artisan. This is costing us 4 influence points, but it would be giving us 1 fate per turn, and fate is extremely useful, so let's do that. We're going to talk about fate in a second, but here we go, next challenges. So over here in the Elven Archives, a mysterious dream. Your dreams are troubled by a vision of a place that should not be and the gateway that leads there. Yet you sense a mystery hidden within these strange and disturbing images. So we could either do nothing, lose some tranquility, or we could try to do an arcane thing. We'd be getting some lore, which is always useful. So let's try that. We do want to get 10, and we are getting exactly 10, and that means we are getting 1 lore, which is fantastic. Good. We are going to try the mysterious gate again, because that would be extremely useful for us to have. Oh, sorry. First, we need to resolve the adventure here as well. Like with the renegades, arm wrestle, yeah, that bodes well, you're extremely good. A hulking brute is taking on anyone who dares in arm wrestling. He offers a treasure he found on the latest adventures as the prize, free to anyone who can beat him. We can accept this, and we'd be extremely unlikely to win him. We could use magic to win, that would increase corruption, and we'd be getting an item. I don't think we need that, and the corruption on her is too high that I want to risk it, so we're not going to do that. Influence here is increasing for the Storm Cultists, so we're going to try to reveal the card. Rumors reach you of an unnatural gate appearing near Kopek's Tavern. Beer turns sour and dark mood falls across the patrons. That's interesting, so there is another mystery gate over here. Let's try to deal with the one in the Elven Archives first. Let's roll. Target is 10. Yeah, that's much better, 11. So there we go. Deck is closed, we are gaining an item, which is nice. Draw from... There's much to be learned from spellbooks like this, but it will require some research first. Interesting. Okay, that's nice. We also can try to close the gate over here. Not the worst idea. I'm also mindful that we should potentially try to reduce their abilities over here by maybe going into the Harbour District and dealing with them over there. We do have some influence, but on the other hand we are standing on the mystery gate, so let's try to do the ritual over here as well. Target is a 10, so yeah, looking good. Fantastic, we are getting another item. Utruk and Amber. Heavy chain with a large amber pendant inscribed on a band around is Utruk. It is difficult to make out, but it looks like a strange creature is imprisoned in the amber. This item has a magical aura. Apply status effect. Memories of Ur. 2 skills arcane. -2 tranquility. Interesting. So we'd be getting less tranquility, but we'd be getting more arcane power. Interesting. But her tranquility is so bad already. Nevertheless, his tranquility is actually fine for now. So honestly, I think we could do that right now. Can I use this? So we do have 2 spellbooks. A Beginner's Guide to Conjuration, Arcane Geometry and Other Unknown Things, the 10th Mathematical Tome, almost impossible to read. We need to pay 1 law to read this. Difficulty is 3. On success we are drawing 2 cards. Keep 1. Okay, I don't think we can do that now because we don't have any action points. So let's go to the next turn, see what's happening at the Elven Archives. Trees, there are a lot of trees, nothing really happening. And over here in the tavern, empty marks make the crowd restless. The tavern staff asks for help clearing this out. So, on success we'd be getting some go... Well, this is not going to work out well for us. We need a 13. I don't think we're going to get a 13. Failure. Someone is moving out. These guys do get more points, which is not nice. It's been days since the rain has let up and another coastal storm, the cultists advance. So there is more. They are getting into more districts, so that's not great. On the other hand, Chapter 4, the final gate. Otherworldly nightmares press onto the barrier between worlds. Where it's thinnest in a terrible place, a new kind of gate has opened. Something being wrong, recognition has broken through. Close the final gate and defeat the cosmic horror. Well, cosmic horror sounds very lovely, doesn't it? The final gate is over here at the Lost Temple, so we need to get over there and deal with that, which is not great. And we also have these guys over here, the Storm Cultist side. I'd very much like to keep them in check over there. I would also like to use this to level you up in arcane, basically. What spells do you have? You have arcane missiles. Oh, you can return. That's lovely. Well, it might be lovely to get back to the hideout. 1 cult activity resisted. So that would be great because that would reduce their ability to do things against us, basically. Do we want to do anything at the Elven Archives? More social skill would be lovely, but I don't think we'd need that. We are gaining some fate per turn. The scout, I don't know what it does really, so I'm not gonna use it for now. And we could be paying 1 law to gain a bit of fate. I don't think that's required. Or we could get back to Coppett's Tavern, basically at an influence cost of 2. Which is a nice shortcut, but I don't think it's really required. So honestly, I think what you are going to do is you are going to return towards home. So you are getting home immediately, that's nice. You are gaining some corruption in the process, but it's not that bad. And over here, we can recruit the Auspex, and that would give us some resistance to their ability, and I think that would be great. So let's try to recruit you. Sort of balance out the progress on their side a little bit, and that's great. And then what we can do is move Lycra over here towards the museum district. The oldest district in Iron, many of the buildings here boast an imperial collection. This is the domain of the Empire's scholars, men and women working to understand the treasures of the crown has acquired over the years. If the church knew half the things being examined in the basements here were actually what they actually are. Right, so I think we want to move you over here because we want to get rid of the storm cult side over here. Yeah, let's try to move you directly over here towards the harbour district. Grimy and thick with salt, this is where goods from across the sea flow in and out of Iron. A lot of business is done here, some of which is even legitimate. So we can't do anything right now because we don't have any action points. So yeah, let's end the turn. And let's do what's being done over here. In the unquiet night, you've grown awake for the third time. Just outside your quarters, a group of workers share a bottle and sing around a too large campfire. It is long after sundown. Convince them to stop. We'd be losing some tranquility if we're not getting this, but we have a 91% chance of achieving this, and we are, so that's nice. No effect there though, so no positive things over there. Curious patrol. A patrol approaches you as you serve at the docks. What are you doing here? We could pay them, but we don't have any gold, or we can convince them that you're a merchant looking for a vessel. It's a 50-50 chance. Let's try to do that. Yeah, and we are succeeding, so that's nice to see. Cultists infiltrating there. Interesting. Rumors reach you of an unnatural gate appearing near Woodbridge Farmstead, so down there. A calf is born with 3 heads and bread fails to rise in every hearth and bakery. Not that great, but we are gaining some influence, so that's nice. So you are infiltrating over there because you have a cult representative. Well, that's alright. Let's firstly think about whether we need to hire anyone. So we could require a cell leader, which would give us more influence income. That would not be bad. Gold income would also be very much appreciated. Caravan master would move for some other place. Boatswain, move some other place. Fishmonger, get some rumour. Current cult influence 3. Right, let's try to deal with this and attempt to destroy it. We can do so by various different things. Use contacts and Sirrata to track them down. Invoke a spell to reveal their arcane traces. I think we're gonna try to use a spell over here. We need to roll a 7. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So, yeah, we are gaining some corruption, but that place has gone now, so that's great. Do we want to recruit the cell leader? Or do we just want to go to the museum side? Is there anything that we can gain here per turn? I really like to build up something per turn, you know. So, that would be great. Okay, let's move down here and try to deal with that. You're 4. You're also 4. You're slightly more healthy. Okay, let's move you down here. That's all we can do for now. We could try to recruit you. No, that all requires an action point, so that is not something that we can do. And over here, I think it's the same. Forager. We'd be getting some gold per turn. Well, every other turn basically we'd be getting some gold. I think that's fine. Let's end the turn. Another adventure over here. Connections. Wherever from travel, one of your spies returns to the hideout. Having just arrived from Iron, they are ready to share what they've learned. Gain a rumor or move ourselves to Museum District. No, I think getting a rumor would be nice. And over here, in the Cathedral District, or in the Imperial District, restricted collection. The collection is expertly arranged. Each piece leads you close to a room at the back of the exhibit where guard blocks entrance. The best pieces are reserved for patrons only. Bluff your way in, 62%, or pay 1 influence. We have 6, and we'll be getting 2 law. Law is extremely useful. Let's try to bluff our way in. We need a 10, and we are getting a 6, so that's not great. And here's the first combat, which I really wanted to show you. So, we are dealing here with... we basically have to beat this guy. This guy has a strength of 30, so we have 3 rounds to do 30 damage. And that's it. If we manage to do that, he's gone. If we do not manage to do that, he'll be doing 1 damage towards us, so that's not great. We have 2 basic forms of attack with this operative here. A basic attack, that's 1 combat roll of iron. There are different combat rolls. Iron is basically just brute force. And honestly, not that great. Just 1 combat roll is not nice. We have 3 rolls, so if we are rolling 3 die, we're not going to get to 30 definitively. We also have the arcane missile. The drawback of this is, of course, it would increase corruption, and we have how many? What? Like we have 4... Let's do it, okay. I think we have 4 die over here. That's nice. Doing 15 points of damage, that's good, but I think not enough, because now we can't repeat this, so we can only do the basic attack over here, and another basic attack, and that is not enough to defeat these guys. So indeed, we are gaining a little bit more corruption, and we do have an issue with these guys. Also... Oh no, over here. Also, we do need to deal with this storm cult side. I think that's the first thing that we're gonna do. Let's attempt to destroy it by rolling a spell over here. We need a 7. Whoa, failure. This is a horrible result. This is just horrible. So what we could do is we could spend some of our fate to try and repeat that. And I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to re-roll one of these die. Spend some of this. And now we have succeeded, because this is now a 5. And we have spent a little bit of that. It's a little bit corrupt. But the Storm Cultist side is defeated, so they are not gaining a lot of stuff over there. And that is good for us, of course. Right, what else can we do? I think we need a little bit more combat power, really. So what we could do for that is we could try to learn one of these spell books. So this does require an action point. This also requires an action point. What is this? Let's also look at this item. So this is another spell book. It's Knight. Knight is slightly different. So we have one that is in the warp category and one that is in the night category, and that is much more difficult actually. This is a tough one. We could also use this one. It would decrease tranquility, so it would slowly start increasing your corruption, but it would also just boost your arcane skill by a lot. Let's try to read the book. Let's use this item. 62% chance, we need 10, and we are succeeding, so that's nice. So that means we can keep one of these two things. So leave your future up to fate, +2 corruption, move to random location. That's a weird spell. Or when the call goes out, all will respond, +15 corruption, move to current location, move all operatives. Uses remaining this turn 1. So I think this is a lot more useful for us, but yeah. Good. So where do we stand? We have beaten a couple of these guys, but not all of them. Indeed, one of our guys over here is struggling, I feel, a little bit with gaining her foothold. We are gaining a lot of influence, which is nice, but not really enough. So I think we need to be a little bit more aggressive in some of the things that we do. And we probably want to move on to the final gate sooner rather than later. But we also do need to definitively get some more strength up. Just having 2 spells is not going to be enough. And these are night spells. So night spells are extremely dubious. You risk losing a lot of sanity using night spells. Night spells are like the darkest arcane power, but for now it's all we have really. So we could try to buy, of course, a couple of things. Have an envoy, librarian, could gain some lore. We do have a lot of lore actually. We have quite some fate. We had to have some rumors. Well, we could also think about recruiting someone new over here. Strong arcane and tranquility, but low health. Let me think about this while I do put in a cut here. So for now I say thank you very much for watching, guys, and I do hope you enjoy this. Do let me know whether you want to see more of this game. Of course we are going to play this scenario out, but there are lots of different scenarios and I think there's a lot of great replayability. So yeah, do let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye bye.